During a acupuncture acupressure course taught by Professor Mbambi-Ngoma-Tissot-Daguette in September 2022 in Austria, acupressure appealed to me. Why acupressure? Because with a single finger touch, one can bring well-being to someone. People who fear needles, acupressure is the perfect way to lead them slowly but surely to acupuncture, if desired. To note, with only about 40 different acupressure points, all kinds of diseases can be treated by using the same points in a different order. How to proceed? My experience: press gently or in circular movement for 2 to 3 minutes each meridian point in question. To note, for elderly and people and children, gentle touch. For adults, internal pressure and circular movement to be adopted. Let me now introduce to you some of the acupressure points and their function. Heart meridian, HT7, and the function of it. Calms heart, relieves insomnia, stress, and emotional agitation. Liver meridian, liver tree, which is between the first and the second toe on the foot, relieves anger, hot temper, migraine, hypertension, and menstrual pain. PC6, which is just 3 fingers up here and between here, relieves, takes away nausea, anxiety, palpitation, and increases digestion. Stomach 36, which is just 3 fingers like this and just 3 fingers like this here, which is a very important point to be used. Takes away, strengthens energy, improves digestion and immunity, relieves fatigue. Li4 is here. It's the large intestine channel. So you just like this, you do like this, and then press here. Relieves pain, headache, stress, increases immunity. And of course, this point should not be used by pregnant women because it can provoke some inconvenience for the baby. Then, let me just tell you which meridians are to be activated for anxiety. It's HT7 heart, PC9 pericardium, KI1 kidney, and ST36 stomach. For depression, we activate SP6 spleen, ST36 stomach. For cold and influenza, we activate large intestine, triple energizer, stomach, lung, governing vessel, kidney, bladder, and gallbladder. So you can see that for cold, it's not only the lung which is in disorder. A lot of meridians are also activated at the same time. Also important is to point out that the stomach is the conductor of our body. Upper part, heart, lung, and not to forget the brain. Lower part, small and large intestine, as well as gallbladder, liver, kidney, bladder, spleen, and pancreas. Now, I would like to tell you about my experience of acupressure. I first tried the indicated acupressure points for each specific health issue on myself. It was fascinating to experience the interaction interaction of the meridians and well-being at the end. Then I applied my experience on my husband, who is in an elderly home with success. I also did acupressure on, with family members and friends. All that gave me strength to continue. I began to offer my services to other people in the elderly home of my husband. A woman of 94 years old had a strong cough. I mentioned to her daughter that acupressure points could help. Asking her mother by showing her a simple finger touch, she agreed to be treated. The day after, her daughter declared that her mom was practically cured. Whenever needed, I treated this lady with acupressure, and even this way helped her to pass away smoothly. I continue to treat people till today. When the medical corps heard of my treatment, and to mention without using medication, nurses came up to me asking for treatment for themselves, and results were more than satisfactory. In the meantime, even employees in the home come up to me asking for advice and treatment. My healing procedure, I always ask what the problem is, then analyze what kind of acupressure points have to be applied, always check with the patient the well-being, and then go on. If needed, add some other important points to make sure that each patient leaves me with bright eyes and a big smile. I always explain to patients during treatments that all we do is activating meridians, vessels, and most important, vagus nerve, which is located in both ears and related to all the organs. For vagus nerve, I use acupressure seeds. Last but not least, if our body has blockages, what to do? Activate meridians, channels, vessels, vagus nerve, and comfort will appear. That's it. And I just also want to thank you so much to Mahin, because whenever I have a question, whether I need some more indication for acupuncture, because now I also do acupuncture, our teacher is always ready to give me support and strength. Thank you so much.